Hello again, fountain pen enthusiasts. It's the last day of our Rosin based thread sealant experiments, and all I really have to show you today is a new batch of the stuff I've cooked up using quite a hard, darker sort of amber rosin by Rosin, 3V for the violin. And also, of course, the results of that Parker Frontier test I did last time round with the dark AB rosin sealant. I should be very interested to see how that's performed. I have not opened this pen up yet so far, but for now, let's have a look at the Rosin rosin as it is in the new sealant. Kind of funny stuff, I think. It reminds me in some ways of the dark rosin, and in some ways of the Theodore brand's light rosin that I used last time in cooking. It did give off quite a bit of vapour as it was melting down, but there was no smell of soldering as the Theodore brand stuff gave off. Quite a lot, sort of strong smell of soldering. Instead, it was more like the dark AB rosin in that it just smelled a bit of old music rooms. Anything else? It kind of, maybe in my imagination, but it seemed to me that it kind of took more castor oil to be sort of gloopy glue after it cooled rather than just solidifying, but that might just be my imagination. I wasn't really employing any kind of scientific process by this point, I just wanted to try it. So what have we got? Well, it is really sticky. At one stage it bent this darning needle I've been using to demonstrate stuff with, and also as a mixing tool. It does string as the other two do. Reminds me more of the AB brand dark rosin, I think, in the stringiness and the tackiness. What a mess I'm making, eh? It will still lift. I'm using the same size tin, by the way, as the Theodore brand, just because I found more mints. There's no sort of scientific explanation for that. It'll still lift right off the desk using your finger, and to be honest, I think I could sit here for another 10 minutes if there wasn't memory card restrictions here. It would still be stuck to my finger and not fall off. So yeah, pretty sticky stuff. I might try and find another pen I can test that on at some stage, but for now, it's that close to the dark stuff, I'm probably going to be just happy with it. And as a certain Dutchman would say, that's all there is to it. I'll throw that over to the side and get cracking on that Frontier just as soon as my hands are close to clean enough. You can see it's, even with the olive oil I'm using to clean this stuff off my hands, it's sticky enough to tear into the tissue tape. Okay, I've got enough grip in my fingers, I think. We'll start off with, well, cold, yeah? As if I've sealed that hood onto a Parker 51, and I want to see if it will shift around after using the rosin sealant. No, it's not going to do that. Not if I gorilla'd it. Alright, I'll apply a bit of heat off camera so this stuff doesn't go flying all over the place. I'll be happy if it doesn't take much. Let's put it that way. Let's have a look at that. Okay, that's about 10 seconds. It's not incredibly hot, but it's quite warm. No chance. Okay, that was on the higher heat setting for, I think it was like 12 seconds. Yeah. Ah, brilliant. It had to be quite, yeah. There's no way I could accidentally have opened that. I'm quite pleased there. Okay, let's investigate those threads. It's still very tacky and even stringy if I... Can I show you that? You can just about see it if I hide the glare with my fingers. Yeah. Now I used quite a large blob, obviously because I was working over the camera. Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, and I can see that it's gotten past the threads and onto the metal part of the section that's not exposed, you know, hidden under the barrel. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Okay, well, based on this experiment and given the similarity between the three types of sealant, just in gloopiness and stringiness and tackiness, I think I'm pretty much ready to just stop experimenting and maybe start using them. The first two pens I'll be using them on are my two Parker 51s with the O-rings inside, as I explained before. The grey one was sealed in with shellac, and the shellac had gotten up to the O-ring, and it was murder to try and open. This particular black one, there was no sealant of any kind, and I will say that on both of them, the cap jewels had no sealant of any kind on them either. They simply unscrewed, and it didn't look like there was any kind of residue on them at all. So I think that concludes proceedings. One last word I will say about this rosin based sealant coming from an amateur. I was worried if perhaps the castor oil might be a bad idea to use on these in case it started eating into the rubber gaskets on the 51s. I've looked into it since, and of course my position was completely ignorant. Castor oil is totally safe on rubber, and it's even used on bicycle pumps because it will not perish at rubber. So that's me told. This has been an interesting week or so. A bit of a messy week, but an interesting one nonetheless. Next up, what am I doing next? The nib rotation on the Lamy Safari, or Vista as mine is in that case. I'll see you next time.